Alexander, 11-0 as a starter in the CFL, but has never started in the playoffs, has never faced the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And our first look at Davis Alexander, 11-0 over the last 2 years in the regular season.
Yeah, and there you see the 7-0 record this season. Terrific numbers. I think if Davis Alexander had played the entire season, this is the guy we would be talking about in the MOP conversation this year. Obviously, a season limited by injuries. This is a different Alouettes team with him than without him.
Second and 5. Quick hitter, far side. First down. They move it quickly. Get Philpott involved early on. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, just a quick hitter looking to get in rhythm a little bit. Here you see the protection. Getting hands on right away at the line of scrimmage. Occupy those defenders. Don't want to let Willie Jefferson get upfield in a situation like that where he can impact that pass down the line.
Philpott led the team with 5 receiving touchdowns this season. Alexander looks to his right, pump fake now. Down the field, Rambo got it just inside the 30. A big bang for the Alouettes early as Alexander drops it in a bucket for Charleston Rambo.
Charleston Rambo is just on the go. He's at the bottom of your screen, lined up on the outside. Davis Alexander is just going to load it up. No sense easing into the ball game. Make an impact early. This one is on the money. Hitting Charleston Rambo in stride for a big gain into Winnipeg Blue Bomber territory.
43 yards. Davis Alexander has a 3-0 lead. Perfect in the regular season. Trying to find a way to a playoff victory as well. Well, I certainly don't want to simplify it too much, but when Davis Alexander plays, Montreal wins.
Yeah, that has certainly been the story over the course of the last 2 seasons for the Montreal Alouettes. Super sub last year, playing in place of an injured Cody Fajardo and taking over the starting reins himself this season. 7-0 for Alexander as a starter here in 2025.
Having to deal with hamstring injury throughout the season. Quick hit, far side, back in the hands of Philpott. And here's a look at that. Great start for Davis Alexander, the best we've seen.
Yeah, 11-0 overall, again, through 24 and 25. His first 11 starts, he has yet to lose a game. And as we mentioned off the top, this is Davis Alexander's first career postseason start in the Canadian Football League and his first start against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Honest part of that is it doesn't matter, because who cares how good you are in the regular season? The only thing that matters is the playoffs. You know, as long as you get in, you find a way to get in. Now you got to perform, right? I mean, nobody's going to remember the guy who's the regular season masterclass guy. You got to be that guy in the playoffs. You got to be a killer, and you got to go find a way to win, no matter what it takes.
2nd and 5 for Alexander. Back to Philpott. And he's close to a first down. His spot looks like it will be enough, but it's close. Philpott already targeted 3 times in this game.
And we're seeing the Alouettes offensively. I mean, first of all, this is a group that doesn't necessarily kill you with one receiver, but on any given day, it could be any of that quintet. Adjustment here by Austin Mack after the catches. Typically, any of these perimeter screens, your hitches, etc., you're trying to bounce it back inside, but he recognizes that the defenders have jumped to the inside.
Davis Alexander carries some swag of his own, and here's what he had to say in a little bit of a rebuttal. Bring Willie over, bring Winnipeg over. What does he say? Come on down to Winnipeg? Well, come on down to Montreal.
Willie batting him down at the line.
That one just got around his arms, into the hands, the waiting arms of Rambo.
looking for the knockdown, but Alexander able to get it around him. Right side of your screen here. Out to the edge. Nice little duck inside by Charleston Rambo, and then getting it north-south. A nice pickup again into Winnipeg Blue Bomber territory.
71 yards receiving already in this game for Rambo. His high on the season was just 77. Alexander with time again. Down the field. End zone shot. Philpott's got another one. Alexander, the great strikes. He finds Philpott. Touchdown.
The Montreal Alouettes wasting absolutely no time getting into playoff mode here. Davis Alexander, first career playoff start. I think we can establish that the stage is not too big.
Start to this ball game. Come on, Davis Alexander, 148 yards. And that passing touchdown to Philpott.
Austin Mack occupies the halfback. He can't get deep to help underneath. Philpott then works towards the post. Full extension to go up and bring that one down. Just in front of DeMario Houston.
So far in this game, the net yards offensively, Montreal 183, Winnipeg 14. 25-year-old out of Indiana. Here's Alexander. Another completion. Excellent field position for Montreal. 17-3 lead at home. Find Rambo again.
For a few big chunk plays in this ballgame.
This time gets it away quickly. That's Sneed for the first time today. And another first down for the Montreal Alouettes. They continue to march on this Winnipeg D.
Tyler Sneed, Montreal's leading receiver this season. 84 catches, over 1,100 yards for the East Carolina product. Obviously not the biggest guy out there, but one of the fastest players on the field, runs great routes. And
so it's 2nd and 11. Alexander, a deep drop. Now goes over the middle, down the field, drops it into the 10, to the 5. They'll take him down. Another big one this time to Austin Mack, his 2nd catch of the game.
And when you talk about some of the bigger shots that the Alouettes have taken in this ballgame, right out of the gate goes to Charleston Rambo. Big chunky yardage on a penalty going to Tyler Sneed. We saw a touchdown where he throws a bomb to Tyson Philpott. Now getting it down the field to Austin Mack. So many different ways the Alouettes can hurt you in the passing game, and they are using all of them in the first half here today.
Davis Alexander spreading it around. 200 yards already in this half. Now he's going to keep it and walk it in. Touchdown, Alouettes. Montreal and Alexander blow this thing wide open. Wow. On a pretty good fake here to Stevie Scott, who's coming from that deep I formation, bottom of your screen, and you'll see the defenders converge on Scott on the fake. And Davis Alexander, with that distraction from his running back, able to walk it around the left edge. 210 yards through the air and a touchdown. And now a rushing touchdown. And he's picking up where he left off in the regular season. But Davis Alexander right back to the tablet here with his head coach.
full speed running it into the end zone, as he may have had a little PTSD.
Well, he had one rushing touchdown during the season, and it was essentially to cap off a game-winning drive. Have yourself a game. Alexander takes over again. He's got a completion. Rambo wide open. They'll move the chains again. This one goes for 14. 18 minutes to 9 in favor of Montreal. Back to Philpott. Philpott broke a tackle and got a first down. And that takes us inside 3 minutes here in Montreal, and it has been all Alouettes. These guys look like the real deal. Alexander giving it to that Bombers sideline. More fun coming up at halftime. This has not been a fun half. Look at that, 16-2. If you are a Bombers fan watching your team get dismantled a little bit here so far. Another completion, this time to Philpott.
I think about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers playing playoff games, postseason games in Montreal. I can't help but think about the 2001 Grey Cup. And I can understand why Milt is a little upset.
Day for this club when they've got Davis Alexander, quarterback, and when they don't. Perfect with them. 3-8 without him. Not going to hang all of those losses just on quarterback play, but this speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly. This is a guy who provides a boost. I talk all the time about teams taking their cues, taking their personality from their head coach and their starting quarterback. These are two of the most fiercely competitive individuals you will ever encounter, and it rubs off on the rest of the team.
Here's a look at a very impressive first half from Davis Alexander.
Yeah, it was right from the get-go in this ball game. Out of the gate, you heard Lapo and the panel talk about it at halftime. Short pass, long pass. When you get that defense starting to creep up a little bit. Short pass, long pass over the top. Tyson Philpott with his first of 2 touchdowns in this ball game. He had one on the ground as well earlier.
2nd and 10 now. Bombers sent 4. Now just 3. Jones comes late. Near side for Philpott. And a first down. A much-needed first down to calm down the Alouettes. Goes for 12.
Seeing just some interesting looks here from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defensively. Middle linebacker Tony Jones starts off out wide, and what he's going to do is try and impact the receiver on his release a little bit, but then he's moving down to the box, basically to contain the quarterback, Davis Alexander.
1st and 10 from their own 47. Alexander down the field. Another deep shot. Austin Mack went and got it. Back inside the red zone goes Montreal. 50-yard strike.
And what an answer back from the Montreal Alouettes after facing their first adversity of the day. Davis Alexander over the top again. And this time it's Austin Mack putting the Owls deep in Bomber territory. Tremendous layout, great effort, twisting at the end.
Alexander, 3 to his left, 2 to his right, takes off, escapes up the middle, and he's got a first down with a slide. And a big one for the Alouettes.
A huge one. As he's under siege here, Willie Jefferson gets a hand on him, but couldn't wrap him up. Rather timely run to pick up that first down for Davis Alexander.
Zach Zach is a stud. I mean, he's a true competitor. He leaves it all out on the line, and he's honestly a lot of fun to watch. I remember, my first year or two kind of watching him and like the way he does read option and the way he throws like a really nice corner ball on the run and all that stuff. I was like, I kind of want to play exactly like how this guy wants to play. He's a gunslinger, and I've only heard such good things about him.
Not a bad guy to pattern your game after. Now Alexander, this time on the run to his left, lays one out there, and it's hauled in. Oh, he found Speaker in a soft spot in that defense.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest throw, but Alexander got it where he needed to, rolling to his left. Trying to get this one downfield, a tough throw. Went down a little awkwardly, by the way, and was slow getting up. But completes that football, moves the sticks.
With a 6-point lead. Alexander flushed out of the pocket, tosses it ahead to Scott. Scott finds a first down just outside the 50. A little creativity there from Davis Alexander for 12 yards.
Yeah, nice bit of ad-lib. Stevie Scott stays alive on the play. Getting out there as an outlet as he's not needed in the protection.
Winnipeg's defense forcing a couple of turnovers earlier in the half. They'd love to find another one here. Alexander quickly to Philpott. Tackle made there by Jamal Parker. Got about 4 yards on the play.
A nice break to the football there by Parker to limit the gain.
Second and 6, ball just on Winnipeg's side of the field. Sneed, quiet today in the slot to his quarterback's right. Davis Alexander goes to Speaker, one-handed it. Clock ticks under 3 minutes, fourth quarter. Drama-filled affair here between these two clubs. Alexander running around, gets it away. Scott one-hands it for a first down, takes it out beyond the 35. Running back to the rescue again. 18 yards to Stevie Scott, and they celebrate it again. Coming, guys. Intense final few moments here. First and 10. Alouettes on their own 36. Alexander quickly to Philpott. We've seen that a few times today. Gets up to about the 40.
And from a Montreal point of view, you think in this situation, a little bit of the run game and these high percentage passes that are really an extension of the run game, right? They're bread and butter in terms of a possession offense to slow things down a little bit. Get that clock running and limit the Bombers' opportunity.
10th catch of the game for Philpott. He's gone for 130. Big second down here. Bombers defense, can they find a way? They've got 3 on the line. Alexander takes off, up the middle, makes the move. He's got a first down the ball. Midfield and a slide, and the crowd erupts in Montreal. Uses his legs to take it down inside the Winnipeg 50.
Keep an eye, middle linebacker. In this alignment, Kyrie Wilson has his eyes on Davis Alexander, but there's so much space there for him to cover. Great juke by the quarterback. Big time play from Davis Alexander here. The critical moment in his first career playoff start in the Canadian Football League.
11-0 to start his CFL career in the regular season. Trying to seal away a victory against the Bombers. They'll hand it off to Scott. Stephon
and swing. The Bombers needing that 2-and-out to try and create a short field. But how about the Montreal Alouettes? A couple of big plays, a run from Davis Alexander, and this monster from Stevie Scott down the sideline. You see Kyrie Wilson just shaking his head after the escape from Alexander a couple plays ago.
Davis, what have you learned about yourself now as a playoff competitor, given the fight the Winnipeg Blue Bombers put you through in that second half?
Man, it's our team, man. We've been through so much. Shoot, we were up 25-6. We go down 30-25 or whatever it was, or 27-25, and we just kept battling back. And this team's got so much heart, and we left a lot out there. So
a lot of that heart comes from you. How much responsibility do you take on your shoulders, knowing how much this team follows your lead now?
Nah, we're one heartbeat. I speak on it all the time. We're one heartbeat here. Quarterback's usually a natural leader, but it's one heartbeat in this locker room, and we feed off each other. They feed off me, I feed off them. Just a bunch of competitors.
Now you go to Hamilton to face Bo Levi Mitchell, Devin Verasuk, Reggie Stubblefield, and the East champions of the regular season. What kind of challenge is ahead?
Yeah, they're a great football team. Obviously, they won the East. They've been through a lot over there as well. So we're ready for the challenge. We're excited to go to the Hammer. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and we're excited.
See you in Hamilton.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dusty. Thank you, Matt. How can you not be excited for that matchup, Dwayne?
Well, this was fantastic playoff football put forth by both teams. The Montreal Alouettes ready to roll right from the start of this ball game, and in so many ways you got to think the first quarter of this game was ultimately the difference. That Montreal